Hello, my name is Sophie and I am a science educator at Science East. So today I want to show you how to make a game on Scratch. First I want to note there's a little planet over here. Scratch can be translated into a lot of different languages. So if English is not your preferred language, you can pick which one you want best. Today we are going to keep it in English. So the game that we're going to do today is called Tunnel of Doom. So it's a game where your sprite, so this little character over here, starts at one end and goes through a kind of maze-like tunnel to get to the other end. So the first step is this sprite over here. It's called Sprite 1. I think that's a little confusing because it doesn't tell you much about it. So let's call it Cat. That way, we can't make the mistake of not knowing who it is. Next, we want to create a tunnel. Now, some people might be tempted to go into the backdrops to create the tunnel, but that's the trick in this game. Your tunnel is also going to be a sprite. So we want to go over here where it says Paint, and we're going to create our own sprite. First, we want to convert to bitmap, and then we are going to fill the whole page with paint. We want to build the tunnel, so let's click on the eraser over here and change the size to 100. Now this size can be bigger, smaller, depending on your preference. So first, this is where your character will start, and this is the end zone. Now for the path in between both, I could put a straight line. I can put a bunch of zigzags. I can put just one loop, kind of like a U. I can make it however I want. I don't want to go too complicated today, so I'll just kind of do this. Then I can pick the colors that I want. Now, this is the Tunnel of Doom, so let's go with some dark colors. And if we want it to look even just a little bit scarier, we can go to the background over here and fill that in red. So that won't affect the game at all. It just makes our tunnel look a little cooler. So now it's called Sprite 1. Again, a little confusing. Let's call it Tunnel. Now we have to code it. So right now it's kind of in a weird spot. First, we want to put it in the middle. So let's write our first code. When the green flag is clicked, so that's this little flag up here, we want to bring our tunnel to, right now it's at position X36 and Y28. You can tell that up here. You can also see down here where it is. We want to put it at 0, 0 because that brings it to the middle. And our tunnel is in the middle. Next, we want to be able to control our cat. First, I think our cat is a little bit too big to go through the tunnel. So we want to make it smaller. Let's pick the flag. Then we will set the size of our cat. Right now, 100% is the size that it is. So let's go to 25%. So that's the size of the cat. Right now I'm clicking to pick it up. I think it fits well in the tunnel. So we also want the cat to go to the front layer because we don't want it to be behind the tunnel. We want it to be in front. So that's this block over here. Then we want a start spot for the cat. So right now I think where it is pretty good. So that is on the x-axis minus 197, and on the y-axis it's 134. Let's go to motion, and if you notice, the go to block is always, the numbers are always where it is right now. So I could change it, but I'd like the cat to start where it is. Then we want it to move, because right now we're telling it, okay, I'm moving the cat around by clicking on it. But when I click the green flag, it goes into its spot. So that's what I told it what to do. So the next part is getting it to move. So we'll use a wait until block. And if you notice over here, there's like this diamond shape. That means we have to put a sensing block. So wait until the cat is touching the mouse pointer. And then we want a repeat until the cat is touching the tunnel. This is where it's practical if you named your sprites based on what they are. We want go to mouse pointer. So what I did here is I told the cat to wait until I touch it with my little, with my mouse pointer. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go towards the mouse pointer. So right now I'm not, let's click the green flag. Right now I'm not clicking on it. It's just following a mouse pointer. But over here it says it'll repeat the go to mouse pointer until we touch the tunnel walls. So when we touch the tunnel, it stops. So I can go all the way around, but now it stops. When we touch the tunnel wall, that shouldn't be the complete end of the game. We shouldn't have to restart. So let's use a forever block over here. So what we're telling it to do now is that when it touches the wall, it'll go back to its start point. So then we have to start again. Oh, touch the end. So it'll keep doing that forever. The next thing we want to do is to give our cat a goal. Right now we want to pick another sprite. Let's go for the fishbowl. The cat wants to go eat the fish. So we take the fishbowl and let's bring it over here. Now we could change the size of the fishbowl, and I'll put the blocks for it. This is in looks, but I think the fishbowl is a good size right now. It's big enough that it covers pretty much the whole mouth of the tunnel. So I'm going to keep the size at 100%. But if you pick another sprite that's too big or too small, you can change the size. Next, you want to, again, edit the cat's code so that something happens when it touches the fishbowl. So I'm going to move this one out of the way, and I'll put the new code over here. So what you want is an if-then block. If the cat touches the fishbowl, then something happens. So the thing that happens is we will stop other scripts in this sprite. Then we will broadcast a message, and this message will be well done. So now we want to put this code inside the other one. And what we want is to put it under your go-to mouse pointer. So what we're telling it to do now is when the green flag is clicked, it'll set the size, go to the front layer, and then and go to its starting spot. Then when I touch the mouse pointer, the cat is going to follow the mouse pointer until it touches the tunnel wall. When it touches the tunnel wall, it'll go back to its original spot. But if the cat follows me up until we touch the fishbowl, then it'll stop the script, so the cat will stop following me, and it'll broadcast the well done message. So we have a game. Let's see, let's follow. And we touch the fishbowl, and the game is over. That seems a little boring. I think we should up the stakes by adding a timer to this game. So first we want to create a variable. So let's make a variable and call it time. And it goes right up here because this little square is clicked. If I unclick it, and then it disappears. But we want to see the time, so let's click it. So when the green flag is clicked, let's go to our variables, and we want to set time to 0. So we start at 0 for every new game. Then we want to wait 1 second and change time to 1. Let's see what happens here. Click the green flag and it goes 1. But that's it. It doesn't go any further than that. What we're missing is a forever block. So let's set that forever. So let's see what happens. Now you get a proper timer. Let's try to win this game. So I picked up the cat and I'm going through the tunnel. Oh, okay, I need to restart here. Let's keep, oh, I'm not very good at this game. Let's keep going. And I win. So I managed to win the game in 21 seconds. But that's not really exciting. So let's make winning the game a little bit more exciting. And for that, we need to create a new sprite. And we can change the sprite's name to You Win. So let's code it. So we have a You Win button, but right now it's kind of in the way. We can't really play the game because the button's there. So we have to code it so that it's not always there. Let's go to event. So when the green flag is clicked, remember that's at the beginning of the game, we want to hide our button so we can't see it. We also want it to go to the center of the game. So let's go 0, 0. So when the game starts, we don't see it. This is where our broadcasting comes in handy. So you remember this block over here that said broadcast well done? So that will broadcast when our cat touches the fishbowl. So when we win, our cat broadcasts the well done message. Now, our button can receive the broadcast. So when I receive well done, we will show the button and we'll put it to the front layer just to make sure it doesn't get confused. So now the button will only appear when you win the game. So let's see what happens. I'm going through. And we win. That's exciting. So this is just a very simple version of the game. To show you some changes that you can do through the game, I made a slightly more complicated version of it. And if you click on the link in the description, you can go try my game. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have fun playing with Scratch.